Hi guys, in this video I'm going to show you how the currency can be automatically converted for each customer all the way to checkout. Now, as we know, as a lot of you know, with Shopify and with all the apps, the currency converting apps, they don't affect the checkout, which is obviously extremely frustrating. Your customer from the US will be viewing dollars throughout the whole of the site using one of the apps that you've got downloaded, and then when they get to checkout, it switches back to pounds. And I think that is ridiculous. What a way to hurt conversion rates. But there is now a way around it. There is a caveat. Like, the one thing you're going to need is you're going to need to be able to use Shopify payments, which restricts this guide to basically a few countries. So, the UK, the US, Japan, some of the big ones, I'm afraid. Okay, so Shopify have now brought out something called multi-currency, which means Shopify themselves are going to change the currency for a visiting customer, but they don't do it automatically. As we know, what the apps so far are good at is that when the customer visits the store, they'll immediately see it in their native currency, whether it's dollars or euros or in pounds or whatever. But with the Shopify multi-currency option that they brought out, what it means is there'll be a drop-down option now for the customers to choose. So if they're from the US and they choose US, it does mean that the currency will be converted throughout the entire website. Now, obviously, this is great because it carries on to checkout, but it's not automatic. Okay, I found a way for it to be automatic using the multi-currency. So let's look into it. Okay, so what we can see here with man with ants in the pants. Come on, you got to have something funny, right? So if we're here within the apps, we can see that I've got downloaded the best currency converter app. And as we know, or if you don't know, what these apps do is they convert the currency automatically based on the customer's location. So wherever they are in the world, looking at your website, whether it's, say if it's China, when they look at your website, they will be able to see the Chinese currency. I can't remember what it is, might be yen, and it will look, the currency will be converted and it will look that way all throughout the website until checkout. So it's pretty stupid, right? You get to checkout and the customer sees it back into Great British pounds or the US dollars, and then they back out, right? I think there's a reason for a lot of abandoned checkouts. Okay, so the thing is, what we have to do then is, to be able to do this, we're going to have to delete any of the apps that you have, any currency converting apps that you have, because they don't work with Shopify multi-currency. So the first thing we're going to do is uninstall it. Sorry, best, you are not the best anymore. You don't convert at checkout. So if we remove that, then we can go ahead and we can set up Shopify payments. Okay, so multi-currencies in Shopify is their native way of converting currencies. So when you have it activated, it will allow a drop-down menu at the top of the website and it will convert the currency all the way to checkout. But what it does, as I've said, is it only works if the customer goes and clicks on the drop-down menu and chooses the currency. Now, this isn't good. We need to have it so when the customer visits the website, it automatically converts the currency all the way to checkout. So what we do is we enable now multi-currencies in Shopify payments. If we go to settings and we go to payments, payment providers, and then when we go in here, we go to Shopify payments and we go to manage. And through here, what we can do is we can see all the enabled currencies. Now, as I said, as soon as you enable a single one of these currencies, this takes precedence over any of the currency converting apps that you use. So remove them if you're going to use this method, because you'll just be paying for it needlessly. Another plus point of this is actually cheaper than using any of the currency converters that do it by geolocation. So not only is this better, but it also is cheaper. So hey, the only thing is it doesn't convert all currencies, but it converts the important ones: US, Euro, Australian, British, all of Europe, all of Europe, China, Japan. Sorry, not China, but Hong Kong, but all of Europe and the United States and Japan and a couple of other important English-speaking countries. So there you go. It's really worth doing, unless you sell to an obscure market. But people in this sort of other markets like China and India don't tend to buy, especially dropship products anyway. Okay, so cool. So once we've enabled multi-currencies, then what's going to happen is you're going to see in your store, you're going to see the drop-down menu appear. And I'll show you here. So this is what I'm talking about. Here we have the drop-down menu. You can actually edit this, and if you know a bit of code, or if you get someone to do it, you can make it look nice. But anyway, so here we have the options, and that will convert the currency all the way to checkout. But what it doesn't do is convert it automatically. The customer has to choose the option. So now this is where the geolocation comes in. So let's go over to the geolocation app and get it working. Okay, so here we go. If we head over to apps, and I'm assuming that you can find this, you go to the App Store, search for geolocation redirect. It's free for 3 days, and then they charge you $8 a month. So it's $2. Well, it's about $1 cheaper than the currency converters anyway. So let's go into this app, and I'll explain how it works. So this is the geolocation redirector. So what it means is, okay, so I'm in England, in London, in Great Britain. If someone from the United States visits my website, I can basically reroute the website to another URL based off the location that the person's in. So what it will say, what the app will do is, I will say to the app, someone from the United States, when they visit the website, send them to this website. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to send them to the same website, but we're going to make it work with the multi-currencies that we've just enabled in Shopify payments. Now what you want to do is, I'm going to show you this how to do it now. So what you want to do is you want to configure your store country to your current country, which mine will be London, yours could be Pakistan, Iceland, Greenland, Antarctica. Hey. Then what we want to do is we want to configure set up auto redirection. So if we configure that and we go into it, now this is where the magic happens, and I can explain exactly how it works. First, we want to activate, and we want to activate the auto redirection and turn it on so it actually works. Then what we want to go into do is go into URL redirection, not site-wide auto redirection. Go into URL redirection. Okay, so what this does is we give it a specific URL and it will complete the change for us. So now this is how it's going to work. If we select the country that we want to redirect, so when customers visit our country and they are from France, what we want to do is when they visit a certain URL, we want to redirect them to the URL which is going to change their currency. Now, firstly, when you make an advert, what you're likely going to do is attach the URL to the Facebook or Instagram ad or whatever ad you're using, and you're going to link them straight to the product page. So what I do is I just choose the product that I want to link and use that as the converter. So I just add the product in here. And this especially works well with the one product store. If you want to convert, if you're sending people to your homepage, then just use the homepage. But I do it for individual products. So this is how we do it. We take the URL of the product. I've got mine here. We add it in. Then what we do is you just add on the end question mark currency equals, and then the currency that you would of that nation. So you can see here that I've added the United States and I've got question mark currency equals US dollars. So what that means is when I have an advert running and someone from the United States sees this product page, they're going to automatically be sent to the same page but with the currency converted to US dollars. Now this is where the multi-currency by Shopify does the work, and you're just basically forcing them to do it automatically. So when that's done, it means that the currency will be converted throughout the entire site, including the checkout, which is exactly what we want. So to recap, what we've done is anybody from any country that we've listed to redirect, visiting our website will have their currency automatically converted all the way to checkout, which means that even when the customer finally clicks, okay, I want to buy this, the currency doesn't go back to the default store currency as it does when you use other apps. Okay, so let's try this with France. So what we want to do, we'll do the same link. We want to say, okay, hey, when they visit this, we want them to go here and then question mark currency equals euro. And you can find out what the acronym is here from the drop down, euro. By the way, France and all the other European countries use the euro, except for the United Kingdom, I think Denmark, and a few of the others. Okay, so what we want to do is we would just want to add, and there we go. France and America are on this. Now the last thing to do is to test it working. One way to test it is to have Tunnel Bear, which is a VPN, but you can say, hey, I'm from France, this is where I want to pretend I'm from, and it changes your IP address. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to activate it, and hopefully 2 megabytes is enough. You get 500 megabytes a month. It's quite a lot, really. But be careful to turn it off, because if you leave it running in the background, it will use it all. I've got 2 megs. Let's test this. So if I take the URL, and I'm pretending I'm from France, and we go on here, and we say, I could just refreshed. But we're looking for France, and what we're going to see is, there we go, and it converted it all to euros. And the great thing about that is it's going to be euros all the way. So if we add to cart, view cart, there we go, it's all the euros. And we might not be able to go to checkout, we might not have set it up. No, it says you must pick a plan. But I promise you guys, it does convert all the way to checkout. I mean, it's brilliant. It's only sort of, you only got to pay for the geolocation stuff, and there might even be a cheaper app out there than the one that I found, but it's cheaper than currency converting. It's automatic, and it's all the way through to checkout. So I think this is the first time that this has been able to have been done, especially on the Shopify basic plan. Normally, to get the geolocation working natively with Shopify, you have to spend £2,000 plus a month. So yeah, guys, let me know how this is. I mean, if there's anything else you want me to look at, any other tricks and tips, then I'm happy to do it. I've been doing Shopify for a while now, and I know a bit of development, so, well, a little bit. And I've made some other videos on how to design a good looking store and a road to 10% conversion. I've been trying to get really good conversion rates, always above 5% with my stores. So yeah, check out my videos. Thanks very much for your time. I hope it helped.